Good morning.
Good morning.
I guess I could say whatever I want. So the bouncer at the bar, very big athletic gentleman, would make a wager every night with anybody in the bar that would want to bet on whether or not, after the bouncer had taken a half a lime and squeezed it into a glass, if anybody could take that lime and squeeze another drop out, he'd give him $50. But if you couldn't squeeze another drop out, then you'd have to pay the bouncer $50. This was a very lucrative side income for the bouncer, because no one could grab that lime and squeeze out another drop. One night, a real skinny, scrawny guy walks in, and he says, "I'll take you on." And but is it only $50? You know. Oh, and the bouncer was just, he was so excited. He had someone. He said, "Well, will you make it $200?" The guy says, "Yeah, let's do that." So the bouncer grabs that half lime and he squeezes it. He lets go and he gives it to this little guy. And the little guy grabs that lime and gets 3 drops out of it. Bouncer's just mortified. "What do you do for a living?" he says. The little guy says, "I'm a tax collector. And I can squeeze things out of." I just find it interesting that you would have your conference the day after April 10th. And a couple days before April 15th. As a former tax collector, I'm really proud of you guys for hosting an event like this. And have a great weekend preparing your taxes. So with that, sometimes partnerships are formed because they provide symbiotic benefits to the parties involved. Sometimes they're forced on you. And so I just want to share a little partnership story that has been happening at the county level for all 58 counties. The state of California has a prison population problem. It's been having trouble with federal judges. So the governor and the legislature put together Assembly Bill 109, which says methodically over time, you will move state prisoners down from the state prisons down to the counties. Orange County now has about 2,500 of these individuals within our borders. The goal was, as of October 1st, 2011, to start moving them down. And the goal was to use probation and parole to save money on building new prisons. So let's just give the problem to the counties. So you see almost on a regular basis, depending on what clipping service you use, a county in this state complaining about how their jails cannot accommodate what's occurring, what's happening with their probation departments monitoring these individuals, and the state doesn't even tell police chiefs whether these individuals are landing in their cities. So it's created an interesting issue. But in that legislation, there was something called the Community Corrections Partnership that had to be developed, and this allowed the chief of probation to become the chair, work with your sheriff, your district attorney, your presiding judge, your public defender, and your police chiefs. And in Orange County, we are so blessed with an incredible cooperative effort between all of those parties. I serve also as the chair of the Orange County Criminal Justice Coordinating Committee, and it is just great to see all these individuals in the same room talking to each other. In fact, I had one individual who had been hired from a different county and was marveling at how Orange County is working to collaborate. So here we are about 18 months later with this partnership in place, and the real goal should be that we have an impact on recidivism. And when a prisoner is let loose, I guess, or released from state prison, there's about a 20% chance that that person will recommit a crime and be re-imprisoned. Over the last 18 months, the data is a little early, but in Orange County, we've been able to reduce that number to 15%. So that's the power of a partnership. So with that, I just wanted to share a few things with you. One is thank you for coming to the conference. Thank you for coming to Costa Mesa, my hometown, and for coming to my district. One of your vendors today is the Mesa Water District, and so the biggest news in town this week is that the Mesa Water District has too much money in reserves. Full-blown on TV interview with the manager and the chairman of the board. I mean, this is really terrible news. I say in jest. I mean, are we all awake? I mean, it's just so funny that would be the serious issue. But Orange County is roughly 800 square miles, and a lot of it in this area is flat. You can tell that it is formerly marshy as well. But we have, in a sense, mastered the Santa Ana River. In fact, I was just informed this morning that the president released his budget last night and has $42 million set aside for the main stem for the Santa Ana River, which is almost profoundly amazing to me. We have constructed the Seven Oaks Dam at the headwaters. We built a world-class water replenishment system here in Huntington Beach, Fountain Valley area. We are blessed with an incredible aquifer here in Orange County, and we're constantly upgrading our flood control channels. We enjoy 42 miles of beaches, and we monitor the bacteria on a regular basis, and for a limited time, you can still enjoy fire rings. We, in Orange County and in the basin, we respect the U.S. Clean Water Act, and that's why I enjoy being chairman of the Newport Bay Watershed Executive Committee. I get to learn about TMDLs. And we have, I think, an outstanding network of water districts here and sanitation districts. And we have a transportation authority that has set aside funding from its recently successful Measure M2 to mitigate environmental issues. And one of our recent success projects is just here in Costa Mesa, just a couple of off-ramps down. You get off at Fairview and go to Placentia, and you'll go to a place called Fairview Park, and you'll see a riparian restoration that is just outstanding. We have the Santa Ana Watershed Project Authority, who is your host, and want to thank certainly Celeste Cantu for her leadership and vision and all the hard work that everyone in that organization does. So we're all kind of working independently, but we're all focused together to accomplish the goals. We are willing partners, and we want to succeed. So I'm extremely grateful to the many water leaders in the region that are here today. I appreciate the fact that you are here to improve yourself. We are all doing a fantastic job, but we all know we can do a little better, and it speaks so highly of you that you are part of that initiative. I want to thank you for trying to squeeze a few more drops out for the residents and constituents of the area. Thank you very much for coming, and have a really great conference.